Slovakia have their own UFC heavyweight who looks to continue his 11-fight win streak, and he comes in again as a huge 2-1 favorite against another UFC opponent. Martin Buday has been fighting since 2015, and he's been training in jiu-jitsu when he was only 18 to get in shape. Earning a no-gi European championship, he quickly switched to MMA, earning a no-gi European jiu-jitsu championship. His pride comes from representing his home country, Slovakia, in the UFC. Brought in from the European organization Octagon, he went 6-1 in 2018 and 2019 before falling ill to the coronavirus. Returning to the cage for a heavyweight title fight in Octagon, he knocked out Kamil Minda in his return and captured gold for the first time in his career at 265 pounds. This put him solely on the UFC's radar. Not so long after, he'd be contacted to get on the Contender Series. His shot at the UFC would be a tough matchup against Lorenzo Hood. Hood, with 14 wins and 14 finishes in the first round, Hood came into fights looking for violence. The fireworks were sure to fly in this co-main event. Buday started with an impressive show of control in the clinch and safety in the striking. However, overconfidence saw him get caught with the most damaging shot of the round. Buday kept going after the inside knees to the thighs and quads whenever he got Lorenzo Hood into the clinch, and in the very waning seconds of that first round, Buday secured a finish with a knee to the head with less than 10 seconds in the round. This Contender Series would be the last time Buday would land a finish in his career, but he has continued his winning ways in the UFC. His official UFC debut would come against the awesome Chris Barnett, and Buday would earn a wide 30-27 technical decision, but the technical decision would be wrapped in controversy, as although Buday was dominant, an unintentional strike behind the head of Chris Barnett sent the fight to the scorecards immediately. This fight was one that stifled Barnett's momentum off a huge Taekwondo KO of Jean Vellante. A lot of it, again, was Buday in the clinch, putting his massive frame entirely on his opponent. Martin Buday is a massive heavyweight who cuts down to get to the 265-pound limit, and he really likes to wear on his opponents whenever he gets the chance. His next fight would be a battle of East European heavyweights. His opponent, Lukasz matched Buday's big frame and height and reach, but Buday had a massive 30-pound plus advantage. Buday was actually a lucky guy to escape this fight with a win on a judge's split decision, but Brzeski outstruck Buday 118-66 in significant strikes, with 48 more significant strikes to the body, which I think gave Buday a little bit of favor in the judges' eyes. But the result is history now, and the fight by no means was a massive robbery in my mind, and neither guy did really enough to really put a stamp on this performance. But nonetheless, Buday would move on to his most recent fight against the fast starter Jake Collier. Collier was trying to redeem back-to-back losses for the first time in his career, and as expected, Jake came out extremely fast, and though he was more offensive, Buday was defensively sound in the striking spots. Jake took the first round, but Buday's cardio was sure to show itself at some point in the fight. Over the next 2 rounds, Jake looked labored with every punch he threw. The clinch was the predominant spot for both guys, appearing exhausted, and even being in the worst position, Buday's clinch knees and striking were much more effective and efficient. The final round was much of the same by the end of the third. Collier fell out of exhaustion, and Buday got a mount, sealing another round and the win. Buday outstruck Jake in the final 2 frames, 71-49, and those were the 2 rounds he stole. Now Buday will show up on the UFC Fight Night card and look to continue his impressive win streak of 11 straight. He hasn't lost a fight since his second professional fight against Juan Esposito, so he looks to make his record 13-1 and get into that top 15 at heavyweight and make a claim to run at the title. But let me know what you guys think of Martin Buday. He hasn't been finishing fighters recently, but I don't expect that to continue. He might be able to pull a finish off in this one, but let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.